It's 5 o'clock, and I would like to welcome all of you to the new networking that we're going to be doing. And Nancy's helping Davina and I set this up and make this into some really good networking for us. So we have divided the ambassadors up into regions. And we have already had, yesterday we had one. And so this is the groups behind us, behind me.
And Monday we had one.
And Monday we had one.
Oh.
So we found that it's been quite successful for those two. And I believe that each of you will find this just as rewarding as we did. So I know that we have asked Bev to jump in and give us some tidbits on what she can do for us.
You need to know, Bev got asked about 5 minutes before she logged in. She didn't know she was going to do this. And Janice Sue called her. So I think she did really well.
Thank you.
Right.
And she looks marvelous. So
Well,
Bev, I can share screen with you unless you want me to. And here comes Renee.
Good.
We've got Renee in. So let's see.
oh, do you have those on your screen?
I
to
do.
pull up? Good. I'll have you do
I do. Well, I keep saying yes, Renee. Let's see. Hello, Renee. Do you mind waiting a half a second till I get Renee in?
Sure.
There's Renee.
Hi, Renee.
All right.
Hello,
So
how is everybody? Okay, let me see. Let me get
We
this.
still have Linda White and Jennifer.
all right.
I
So
hope
we're
we
just
shall-
going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead. Hey,
Hey,
Renee.
Hi.
Hi.
You look great. You look
Sorry,
great.
I'm squeaking in on two wheels. I apologize.
You are just fine. So let me share a screen after I get the right one up for you, Bev.
Okay.
All right. Let's try this. So I'm going to say again, thank you so much to all of you for coming in. It's yours, Bev. You want to talk
Okay.
about this?
Sure. Okay. Nebraska and Texas has chosen to advertise NSDOAF in the state, each state conference program. And so these are actually full page ads, but I put them on here for ease to pull up. So basically we can design anything for any ambassadors to use for an ad. Now, Nebraska chose, we have our ad that's been approved by Davina and Janice Sue on the left. And then on the right, we chose to use our Madam State Regent and Denise Doring Van Buren, our President General, to honor them and also thank them for their memberships to NSDOAF. And Texas has done the same thing, and they will be honoring Marcy Lubbock. I'm so blurry. Marcy Carter Lubbock. But again, it's up to each ambassador. We can design anything that personalizes your state. I can put bullet points on there if you want to educate people more about NSDOAF. But we still feel like it's so new that a lot of people still doesn't really know that NSDOAF is out there.
Yes.
And for Deanna Way and I that live in central Nebraska, kind of in the middle of nowhere, we thought this would be a good way to reach a lot of our Lineage Society people. And aside from this ad, I can also do like Facebook covers for each of you. That would be the long, narrow rectangle at the top of your Facebook page. And we, I guess I can put one on the ambassador page, but it's an easy way for me because I have about 1,500 people and a lot of them are Lineage Society people. So it's just good to have an NSDOAF, the website. Do you want to learn more? Please contact me. But the main thing is to get them to log on to our website. So on everything that you'll see that I have our website, we have Janice Sue's phone number. And we've got George Washington and his quote that ties in really nicely with DAR. But anyway, this Canva program belongs to NSDOAF, and they have it to help make your lives simpler. So please feel free to call me anytime if you need a graphic for a newsletter, or you want a business card or address labels. It does everything. So
Wow.
it's here for you guys.
We have Bev.
Well, yes, and
have
it's fun.
Bev.
We had Bev.
I keep telling them it's so easy. I keep saying it's Canva. It's so easy. But just send a request in an email, because my memory's not real good. And then if I have it in an email, then I can download it and put it in my.
I'll send
do
it to
it.
you. Renee just said she'd love a banner for Tennessee.
Okay. For Facebook, or you mean a Facebook banner?
Actually, a banner for Facebook. And then I also said I was gonna be interested in for the Tennessee State conference for DAR.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be talking here when.
No, that's what
No,
it's
good.
for.
But,
Renee, that's what this is for.
And I'll email you also, Bev, just so
Okay.
you said email after I'd already typed
Yes.
all that and hit send. So
You're fine.
I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
The other thing that I did for Texas, and Bev has already done for Nebraska, was to make certain that you clear it with the whoever you've got the photograph.
Yeah, I
Yes.
can't do it.
Yes, I sent an email to Denise Doring Van Buren because, her photo is on there, and I know, and of course to Candy Kane, our state regent. And as busy as our president national is, in a short amount of time, she answered, and she said, of course, you didn't need to ask. She said, you didn't even need to ask, but of course you can. But it's always good to ask.
And then I forward that to our secretary, and it goes in our files.
Oh,
So we always have it. And I received a very nice email from Marcy Carter Lovick when I asked her if she would allow us to use her photograph. And I want to read it to you because she was so kind. She said, "How kind of you, Genesue, to include me in your beautiful ad for the program. Both your support and ad are very much appreciated. I am humbled to be honored and to be included. But this is what gets me. Your design is beautiful." Thank you, Bev.
Oh.
Thank you. "I love that you included the phrase, 'honor your ancestral farmer,' with a quote from George Washington. What a fabulous tie to the Revolutionary period. Well done."
Very nice.
So makes you smile.
Yes.
Yes.
Our state regent was so thrilled too that she said, aside from it being in the program, she was going to see about running, what do you call it? A projecting it on the wall or on a screen throughout the conference. I'm like,
Whoa.
so
that's
double
good.
advertising.
Well, I'm going to give you some statistics. Davina had an eye appointment today, so she's not going to be near the computer for a little while. So I'm going to give you some of hers. She's on the committee that will make the decisions tonight for the scholarships. But I'm going to give you little tidbits first, and then we'll send out the scholarship numbers later. We've already had a contest, so I'm going to ask you, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, there were 10 applications from Nebraska.
Oh, wow.
There were 16 from Illinois. There was 1 from Texas. There were 2 from Indiana, 1 from Maine, 1 from Tennessee,
Woohoo!
very good, 2 from Pennsylvania, 15 from California, 6 from Washington State, and 1 from Oklahoma. Now that is 55. However, there was one additional person from Nebraska that mailed theirs to Davina and did not follow protocol in emailing it. So it reached here on the 4th of January, but it was postmarked on the 31st of December. It still didn't help any because it, wasn't in the guidelines.
Put it with the next batch.
They will be placed in the next batch, as Davina just said. So Davina, could you tell them what our numbers are?
1,234 and the supplements 1,226. Big numbers.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy to remember.
It's not really.
Wouldn't you like that number?
Yes, yes, yes. And then the next one will be 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
So I'm going to photograph all of us once you raise your heads up and look at me.
Wait,
Now
let me
you
get
look
my
like you have a
screen down.
horn above your head. Better. Okay, here we go. If you'll note, thank you. If you'll notice behind me is the photograph of everyone from yesterday. So tomorrow I'll have your photographs behind me. So
Oh,
since this is, Bev, I welcome you to stay. I would love for you to stay and listen and input. So this is a chime in, tell us, let us help you program. So I'm
And
going
this
to,
is the Southeast region. In case you wonder where you are, you're in the
And-
Southeast region.
so I think eventually we're going to let each region name themselves,
Yeah, but right now.
Yeah,
hey,
but
that's
right
my
now,
list,
Southeast.
okay?
but figure something out that you'll stick some names out. So Donna, you want to start with some ideas that you have had that have been successful? What you
Well-
think will work afterwards, after we get out of COVID, what you think you can do. The idea is to help all of us have ideas what we can do in COVID, out of COVID. I know it's everybody's having difficulty except Renee. Okay.
We're open except for when I go into someplace, everybody's masked.
Really?
Because, well, it's because if you go into someplace that is a national chain or the boss says you got to wear them, then they won't allow any brochures to be left because people will handle them. And of course, they think they're going to get germs from that. It's just ridiculous. And one of the things that I want to do is I looked today at, and I wanted to run this by you before, Janice, and I ran out of time. I looked at the state of Florida has marketing publications and a whole lot of information on what's going on. Most people don't know how much is actually grown and raised here. Now, when I did my, I used to think California was #1, but they've gone all grapes, mostly. And there is so much grown here that stays local in the United States. And I don't think people realize that. So I was going to ask you, since it's not, and I will send you the application so you can help me with it. But for nonprofits, there's no charge to belong to this. And we do get some information that will cover the state. And so that's what I'd like to do. The other thing I just found today, it's amazing what you can find when you know what to type in, is education. And I'm going to zero in on ag. And then once I get the information from the school, I will call and talk to whoever the dean of that area, that area is. And there's so many different areas that there are for ag. So I'm excited about that, even in the community college level. So that's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for places to put up our pamphlets. I leave them everywhere. Everybody I talk to, and my name and number is on the other side, because a lot of times they'll look at it and say, I gotta call Texas. And it's like, it doesn't cost anything. You're on a cell phone, doesn't cost anything. But I put my local number on so that people can see it. But I do want to get out more and get into where they're holding different events and be able to get into those areas. The other thing is, I asked Bev last night if she could help me design the top of a newsletter. And I want to get that out to all of our members in Florida, so that if they have information about their area that we may not know about, we can put it in the newsletter and ask. I don't want it to be what I know, because I've only been here for 3.5 years, but I would like information from the members and what's going on in their part of Florida. So that's all something I wanted to bring up to you guys anyway. So this is a good time.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Donna, you always have some great ideas. Yes, Renee, you just jumped from one place to the other.
Sorry, I don't know why it threw me up there, but it
No,
did.
because-
I jumped on my own screen too.
Good.
Donna, I apologize. Tell me, would you mind telling me, where are you in Florida?
The Panhandle. I am in the Pensacola area,
Pensacola. Okay.
behind
Yeah.
Pensacola. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. If you have your brochure ready, and if you would be willing to email it to me, I go down every 4 weeks to our condo down in Pinellas County, and we can get down along the Clearwater line. Then I can get all your Florida brochures out there, because I'm a member of the Pinellas County Genealogical Society. So I go to the Genealogical Society, and I've just started going to the Seminole Museum also there. So if you
Oh.
email me your brochure,
She's 60
I'm
miles north of me. I mean, south of me.
south of you,
Uh-huh.
I'm going back down.
Now, maybe
January
it's less
30th.
than 60, more like 50.
Okay, well, I'm going back down January 30th. Plus, I have another DAR gal that is a regent that I've made friends with. I meet up with every time I go down, and she's in Clearwater up in that area. And I can hand her some brochures too, because I've already told her about it. And we can get some of your Florida brochures out a little bit further down. I used to be stationed at Eglin Air Force Base, and my uncle was stationed at Pensacola Naval Air Station.
Oh, yeah.
I know the area, but I'll be glad to bring it on down, bring it on around the Gulf.
Okay.
All right, so if you'll email me, I'll message you my email address, and then if you'll send it, I will bring them with me.
Okay. Right now, what I'm using is the brochures that I get from Janice Sue.
That's fine.
And I just have my name and number on the back. I put
Fine.
down Florida Ambassador and my name and address or email.
Renee.
Don't want an
Right.
address on there.
Yeah.
Renee, I'll take care of it. I'll send you some in the next
Okay.
few days.
Perfect. And then I can be on the ground, and I've already made friends with this little Greek guy down there that runs the little Greek restaurant inside the genealogical building. So I see him every time I go down. So I'm sure he'll let me put stuff up in his place too.
Oh,
Great.
fabulous.
Yep, Yep.
Perfect.
I'm happy to help.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to jump over. Well, I'm going to go and stay on you, Renee. You
Uh-oh.
have had some very successful stories of membership. Can you share? Would you share?
Well, I don't know. Well, the first one I was wanting to do was to work on making sure that if I'm going to do this, then my family, I'm making them do it with me too. So we got our whole family in, and now I'm working on my son-in-law's documents to get his stuff done too. But I have been so fortunate. I'm in so many different lineage groups that, I'm sorry, that's Milo. Milo, no. I'm in different lineage groups and I just bring it with me all the time and try to tap everybody that I know. And I especially really kind of hit the DAR ladies because they seem to love the, oh, I don't really have to do that much extra work. I've already got an applicant, you know. And so that's kind of my hook that I use. But I am so excited too that Janet Cantrell and she's joined and she's getting her family and now she's doing her farmer story and she's doing supplementals. And Liz Logan, I just talked to her the other day and Liz is working on 5 supplementals right now. I need to get my tail out of the chair here, but you know, I need to get my own supplementals done. And I just try to get everybody excited about it, you know. But I am excited. I was going to tell you guys this too. In the mail today, Linda Mansour sent me, because I said, please just mail them to me. I'll pay you back. But I finally have the Tennessee pin. And of course I have our challenge coins. So, so I finally have those and I'm going to start working on getting those out there too.
Now, I offer this to any investor. If you want challenge coins, let me know.
Well, I just got my DAR chapter turned on to them because when I went to DC for that national vote, I bought enough for my whole chapter. So I
Well,
brought back about 200 and something and I put one in.
I will give you, I will
So,
give any
I'm all about 'em.
ambassador, good, I will give any ambassador our challenge coins.
Well, if you
and-
catch a military person, we are all about our challenge coins.
Yes.
You never
Yes.
want to be
Right.
caught
How
without a
do you
challenge
use
coin.
them? How do you explain how you go about using a
Easy.
challenge coin?
Easy.
What do you do?
And so do you want to?
Go
do you
ahead,
want that,
Renee,
or
go ahead and
I'll be
tell her.
happy with
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
go
go.
ahead, Renee.
Well, okay, so in the military, a challenge coin, and if I would just go grab my purse, you'd see I have about 3 of them in there right now. I rotate them, but I have like all of the challenge coins that my brother had every time he was promoted to a new administrative position in the Air Force, because he's retired Air Force. But and then I was active Air Force also, but I just did 8 years. But I have like my Nurse Corps coin. I have the all branch
So,
coin. And so you carry them in your bag. And in the military, what it was is if you were at the officers club and say somebody in the club pulled out their challenge coin and laid it on the bar, everybody else had to pull their coins out and lay them on the bar. And if you did not have your coin, you paid for the drinks for the whole club that night.
Hey, I think
So,
that sounds like fun.
yeah.
You
you know.
always had them.
So we always had our challenge coins, and then, you know, once it's ingrained in you, then you carry them, you know. But they're fun and it's great if you're able to slap down one that no one has seen before,
Right.
because then it's an opportunity, and because they'll go, oh wait, what's that? And then you tell them, and so
I like that.
yeah.
And
I work on all my military people. Like, now that I have my challenge coins, I'm going to make sure they all get one because it'll be a talking point. you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
not only military, many of the SAR members are into challenge coins.
Oh, fun.
Okay.
So remember that. But the military, I like the military. That's the one I've always given to.
Mhm,
I didn't find out about SAR until last year.
mhm.
And I had somebody give, you know, we were at a place and he put his challenge coin down. And I was very lucky. Guess what I had?
You had one. Oh,
I love it.
that's,
So
I have often wished our members would help promote. Once our members had joined, I am wishing that they would help promote more.
yeah, me
I
too.
wonder if the challenge coin would be a nice reward for like a little type of a contest for Nebraska members or any state. You know, any member that brings in 2 or more, or 2 new members will get a challenge coin, something that we could use as a reward. And the
Bev.
ambassador, what?
Bev, I'll implement it right now.
Wonderful.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
I just, because we have, look at 1, 2, 3, 4, all these members. And if they could just help, just think if they brought in one member each,
I was just
That
gonna say, one for, each one
Yeah.
bring one.
right, right.
Since we're January, the 1st of January, Davina, how many challenge coins do you think we have?
Ooh, well, quite a few.
Okay, so why don't we plan, Davina, on, how about 1 for 1 right now until we start dwindling down?
All right.
Okay, so the legal department has just decided that we will do 1 for 1.
Really?
So, for-
Are you sure that's affordable for the society? I mean, because I know
Yeah.
those.
hold on just a second. Davina, are you sure that's affordable?
Yes, they're
Davina said yes.
Okay, okay.
The
okay.
most expense now, Bev,
Mhm.
as a board member, I know, you need to know that the only thing we will be at this time during this year will be the postage. And it is expensive to send one of those. It's about $5 to send a
we
challenge.
got a
coin.
really good deal on those. a long
Really?
time ago.
They're heavy.
Wow.
They have to go as a package. They cannot go not as a package. And when I negotiated, we bought 200. So I think we have quite a few right now, probably that will last us at least 6 months.
Okay. Well, they're beautiful.
You
So-
know, Janice Sue, this is great. I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
But,
keep chiming in.
I just met a gentleman who I'm getting ready to pull a new member into my DAR chapter. She's transferring in from Virginia. And I met with her husband the other night, and then they're down in Florida right now. And they came over to visit us while we were down there too. But so we could get my husband, talking to my husband's in SAR. So when you said about the SAR, it made me realize this gentleman that I'd met, he is really into doing applications and things. And I see him, he'll probably be tapped soon to be maybe the next registrar for them. But I know the registrar very well in their chapter. And I'm going to be on the phone tomorrow with Ron and talking to him, because that's just a wonderful thing. And then I don't know why I never thought about the SAR, but you guys have just turned me on. I am meeting with SAR. I will be with them in the next few days.
Perfect.
Plus, I have it on my calendar Friday. I'm going to the East Tennessee Historical Society to drop off more brochures down there for downtown. So I'm excited. I'm adding this to my list then for SAR.
Oh, that's true.
Renee, we just ran an ad in the SAR National.
Did you? Well, when Stephen and my son get the magazine, then I'll look and see.
Yes. So
Excellent.
we've agreed to run 4.
Excellent.
So we will be running 4 of them to them. Well,
Well, I am going to text Ron right now and tell him, dude, I am one of the Tennessee. Well, I'll be the one here for Knoxville, basically, and that's where he is. So I'm going to message him now and say, hey, I'm your contact. So
perfect.
Love it.
All right. Great. Kate, you want to give us some ideas that you've had?
I'm on various assorted lineage lists, and they talk about wreathlaying, especially for SAR. And so I've taken up going to SAR wreathlaying events, and there's 2 in February for battle. I can't remember, my brain's gone blank, but there's 2 in February, and I'll be going to those wreathlayings for farmers. And
Thank
I
you.
have created an Excel sheet for all the lineage societies I belong to, and gone through the membership lists and made a little list of everybody who's in NSDOAF. And when we have a meeting, a statewide meeting, I email them and I say, come by and let's do a selfie. So it kind of pulls them together in their lineage society and reminds them that they're also in farmers.
You
And
do
I'm going
so-
to the peanut event, and I have all these little bags of brochures and Jolly Rancher candy, thanks to Nancy Gilfillan. I just happily hand out Jolly Rancher and I say, oh, we're happy farmers, Jolly Rancher. And they all start to
That's
laugh, but
great.
I think it helps them remember us. And so Janice Sue and I had talked about a booth, and the organization, we had thought about a booth too late to get the cheap deal. And I decided I'd rather not be trapped at a booth. I'd rather be able to walk around the whole convention and just stand and chat. If I'm stuck at a booth, then I have to wait for people to come to me.
Yeah.
But if I'm walking around, then I can talk to them and I can hand them Jolly Rancher candy and hand out scholarship brochures and talk about it. And I can also talk to people in the aisle, you know, as they say, you're handing out Jolly Rancher candy. Why are you doing that? And I can tell them why I'm doing it.
That is
we'll
kind of a
see.
good idea, Kate,
Yeah,
because
it is.
sometimes
that-
at those fairs, people try to avoid you if you think,
Right.
if they think you're going to sign them up for something. So I
Yeah.
like your take on on working the crowd.
And
Yeah,
that
and if-
reminds me, I've got to go and buy Jolly Rancher candy tomorrow because Bev is flying in from Nebraska, and we are driving to Fredericksburg, and we are doing a seminar or a program on the first 100 years of farming and ranching.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
And
I will
I-
pick up the Jolly Ranchers.
And I had an idea, you were talking about the ads in the state books for the state conferences. And our state region is not a member of Farmers, but I thought I would go look at her lineage and find a farmer in her lineage, in her DAR lineage. And I'll send that information to you, Janice Sue and Bev. And then you could put that in the ad for the state regent that she has a farmer. So
Good idea.
we'll see.
Good idea.
Will they let you put an ad for farmers in your book?
Yes.
See,
the-
Illinois
the
can't.
s-
They won't
the
let it right now.
The state regent has already said yes, and she sent me 3 pictures to choose from. And Janice Sue had asked for a picture of me and the state regent together, and our picture's not so good. Her individual pictures are much better. And I think I'd just as soon have her individual pictures. She had a choice of a fun one and a formal one, and so she offered a choice, and she was so pleased to be asked. And the state chair for the program has already offered to do our design, and I said, oh no, we have someone. Thank you so much. But anyway, they're delighted to, and I did sort of step out on a limb and say we'd have a whole page. It's only $200, but
Fine.
I thought, well, we'll see.
Full page is the best way to go. How many
Yeah.
members do you think you will pull in?
We have had as many as 800 as state conference. Last year we had 450, and that was with COVID. And this year they've started publishing the fact that there are no limits and that everyone is welcome. And because last year they spaced everything out so that you had to be far apart. But this year they've said, come on. Now, they're not all there at once. Like we start meeting on Wednesday, and we meet Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday morning. And some people come early and stay the whole time, and some people just come for 1 or 2 days. It varies. So that's how they get the big number. We're not all there at once.
That's fine. That's fine. Nancy, do you want to give us some of your great hints? You have some really good ones, and especially
Oh.
this one that you're working on tomorrow.
Okay, last week I got an email from a reporter for this Ag Mag, which is I think it's a slick magazine that goes in a bunch of newspapers for Shaw Media in Illinois. Now, this is a large, they own a lot of newspapers in a lot of towns in the northern part of Illinois. And when I first became an ambassador, there was an article, we had an article put in the paper about my becoming an ambassador in NSDOAF. And he evidently found this, or somehow he reviewed it, and he asked if we could do an update and could he do an article. This will come out in Ag Mag near the end of February. I thought it might be a phone interview, but it wasn't. He sent me 14 questions I'm working on answering. They're dudes. Some of them, I'd ask Janice, okay, I'll ask you guys, do you know why they chose July 4th, 1914 as the cutoff date when it had been July 4th, 1900?
Oh, I don't. I was wondering that.
Well, Nancy, tell them.
I'm gonna let you go ahead. You're the authority. I hope I did it right.
When we incorporated, we wanted a later date. We did not want 1900. But we also follow the guidelines for the heraldry societies of the US. And they
Heraldry
dictate
community, heraldry community, you told me,
Heraldry
hereditary
com-
community,
hereditary community of the
the
United
United
States.
States of America, yes.
And they dictate the dates. in
They're
the-
God, they're gospel, right?
They are. So we went with the date that they insisted on when we formed. Now they just changed their dates last year to July 24th, I believe, of 1914. So we immediately jumped on that day. We changed our bylaws. We redid everything. And so we now are with theirs of 1914. We went with an easier July 4th, since that's what Davina wanted in the beginning. So we're July 4th, 1776 to July 4th, 1914. And if and when the Heraldry Society ever changes,
We'll
then
change.
we will do the same thing again.
So they
Hopefully not for a few years, because it costs us quite a bit of money
And
from
this
the
is
attorney.
for established lineage societies. But, so that's those are my words, okay, that I've been using, established lineage societies nationwide. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. And I told him he'd get the answers by tomorrow night or Friday morning. So I've spent most of the day. I'm now down to the last 2.5 questions. One of them is, tell me about me. And the other one is, do you have anything exciting extra to talk about that you'd like to share? I don't know until tonight is over, until we hear about scholarships. Okay. And it would be great fun to say, for the first time, Illinois would have received a scholarship. I think that would be great. We've never had a scholarship in Illinois, and we hit it really, really. Julie Barnes and I hit scholarships really hard this winter. I emailed all the ag colleges, not the deans. According to Chris, and I believe her, I went to the professors. So I went to the
Yes.
list from all the ag schools, and Illinois has a goodly number. Then Julie had access, and a good friend who is an advisor or something, who had access to scholarship statewide college scholarships, so she could get it posted on that. I think between the two of us, I think they got it one way or the other, because I got one that was sent to me and I had to forward it on. So I know they must have gotten it through my stuff. So some of it they got from her, some they got from me. We call it a two-pronged. We don't care how they got it. All we know is we hit some people this year. That's the first thing we've done. The second, and then the article. So I think that's really exciting, because somebody may pick up on it, on our article. I'm hoping, and that will gain us some membership. The other thing that I believe in my state, and we have 50 odd members. They're all odd. No, 50 members plus. Yes. I believe in keeping in contact with them. So besides the quarterly newsletter, which we've done now, where I'm on my 10th issue since I became an ambassador, I believe in sending them lots of emails. Every time something happens that I want them to know, because a lot of them are not on Facebook. I know that. A fair number do not do Facebook. I won't do Facebook. I won't do. But if I email them, they can't say they haven't been told, right? One of the things, example, is when you just put the cookbook list out where you skipped, or did you want to claim your recipe because your name wasn't on it? I sent that out today to my members and said, did you enter a recipe in the cookbook and your name wasn't on it? Claim it if it's one of yours and notify Janice Sue. So I try to keep them in touch. I try to keep in touch with them. They always tell me that at least they know what's going on. So
It really helps, Nancy. Helps you.
That
I
is-
send,
That is good.
I send a lot of emails out.
I think it helps.
Because there are people who aren't on Facebook, and I tell them the reason I'm sending you this is because I know you're not on Facebook, and so here you go. Here's the
I-
information.
And
So I just have the email list and that's what I do.
But I
And-
have discovered, much to my chagrin and shame, that not everyone reads their emails.
Oh,
My
no.
eldest son had happily told me he had over 1,500 unread emails, and among them were mine. So I am learning how to send text messages on the phone, and I'm very slow at it, but I am making the effort to try and communicate in another way. I mean, it's pointless to send them an email if they're not going to
Right.
read it.
I know it.
well, I do appreciate, I know I've gone over the time that I said I would be. I do appreciate each one of you. I wanted to tell you, thank you so much for forwarding the emails that I send out or that Nancy sends out for me to your members. It is important. One of the other things, Nancy, do you have your member to member on?
Yeah. It's right here.
This is the,
The
I know
new
it's
page.
difficult to see, but this is the member to member
It's
from
beautiful.
Hamilton. And oh, it's because you
I'm
got a
sorry, I don't
background
wanna-
on tonight.
It's there it is.
Oh, yeah, there,
It's right here.
it's, there it is.
Mhm.
It's beautiful. So,
It really is, and there's my bar. But I like it because they're animals, but they aren't stylized. They really are specific, but beautifully done. I really, this pin I really like. It's why it's right in the middle.
that's the member to member. And if you are questioning how many members you have brought in or brought to the dance, let me know and I can give you your numbers. We keep a pretty close tab on that. So we are happy to tell you your numbers and what to put down. It is very reasonable if you want to purchase it from Hamilton. I'm not selling Hamilton pins, but I'm just telling you, if you want it, it's very reasonable. We keep our pins reasonable. We don't want $75 pins or $100 pins. I believe one was 35 and one was 18. Is that about right?
No, I think it was it 25 and 12?
25.
I
25.
think it's 25 and 12 for the bar.
Okay.
And
Right.
then postage, because they always charge their postage in hand.
So,
I
so-
think my bill was like $45 or something less than.
so that tells you. The other thing that's in the works is we're going to have I'm going to use the word ancestor, and it's not the way it should be said, but just like the animals, we're going to have something that will be our ancestors. And then you will be able to have a bar that hangs below it and put the number of ancestors that you have. So if you have not decided to spend a small fortune and a half on ancestor bars, then you may still put your children through college and your grandchildren, and you can just buy this reasonable one that has the number below it.
I like that.
So we've got two ideas. One is with the bar, and the other one is the actual top part saying 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Hamilton and we have not come up with this because they have to stock it.
Mhm.
But we know, those who have 10 are pretty good. So we were thinking 5, 10, and then in increments if they'll do it. Anyway, that's in the offering. I've kept you too long. I apologize, but it's really great to always meet with each and every one of you. And I'm telling you, love you, all of you dearly. Each one of you are very close to Davina and I. We feel like we meet you in your houses, and that we know you. We absolutely know you. So please telephone us. You've got our home phone numbers. Don't hesitate to call.
How's your
You're
finger?
here. What'd you say?
How's your
Picture.
finger?
Oh, my finger. I took the split off tonight.
Oh,
I'm supposed to keep it on at night, but I don't when I'm on a Zoom because it looks black and everybody goes, oh, so it's getting better. It's
Did
going
you
to
take
be,
screenshot?
yes, but I'm going to do one more.
Okay,
Okay, I did about 4 already.
that's right, you did. I forgot because
Okay,
She had to put her thing up.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, the only thing is we got Barney and not Davina.
Yeah, I
Aw.
know.
She said it was fine. She said it was fine. Well, thank
Anyway,
you.
thank you for coming to the Southeast region. Think of a name if you'd like.
I
Because
think
that-
Southeast sounds
I
good.
like the way, I like having it. We have we have so many ambassadors to all meet at once. We don't get a chance to talk.
So if you
And
have
some
an
of us
idea.
have a tendency to talk too much. So I like it when it's smaller, and I think this was a really good idea.
If you have an idea on a
too.
name, email me.
That's fine.
Thanks
Okay,
for letting
we-
me pop in
We
tonight too, you
could, we
guys.
Well,
could
thank you
say,
for,
Thank you, Bev.
thank you for coming.
bye. Thank you, Bev,
Bye.
Yep, you
jumping
bet.
in.
Bye.
Thank
Okay,
you,
bet.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bev.
Okay, you
Love,
bet. See
love.
you guys.
Bye-bye.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.